Sustaining high-quality patient outcomes relies on dynamic, energetic, and dedicated groups of nursing professionals who prioritize teamwork.
Give your medical surgical unit the recognition it deserves by applying for the AMSN Premier Recognition in the Specialty of Med-Surg or PRISM Award.
Award-worthy units exemplify excellence as they go beyond the standards to provide exceptional patient care.
PRISM Award applications are accepted year-round, and designation to those awarded is valid for 3 years.
To learn more and start the application process, please visit amsn.org.
Or check out the link in our show notes.
On this episode of Med-Surg Moments,
we did our pictures in Newport, right over Easton Beach.
my 2-year-old has finally got his cast off, thank goodness.
And I'm going to be asking probably everyone here for some input, but I'm looking at
I have successfully completed my first semester as a clinical instructor.
Stress is part of our job every day. So we're talking about alternative stress relief.
I was using the EAP services, which helped a whole lot, grieving the loss of my mother. And I felt so refreshed by doing those simple little things in my workday.
I have learned that the best stress relief for myself is sour candy.
Has anyone not tried tobacco?
Eric, I don't know if you remember, this is a healthcare podcast.
Is a labyrinth like a maze?
Yeah, it's a maze.
Oh, do you get lost?
There have been shifts where I had to take those walks by myself.
Just like little things like that, I think are good ways to...
I am a proud crier. I am very good at it if it was a talent.
A lot of us, and this is perfect for this conversation, don't have time for...
You just need a little me time just to clock out.
It's a proven method to reduce your anxiety, and it's called...
This is Marcella,
Eric?
Trish.
Kellye.
Sydney.
and Haley. Welcome to Med-Surg Moments, the AMSN podcast.
This podcast is an engaging look at the lives of and surrounding medical surgical nurses.
We're proud Med-Surg nurses just like you, sharing our stories, insights, and experiences to support you in your nursing journey.
Our topic today is alternative stress relief for Med-Surg nurses. But before we get started, let's begin with some personal updates. Sydney, why don't you get us started?
Thanks, Trish. My fiance and I just did our engagement pictures. That was really fun. Here in Rhode Island in the spring, there's a lot of daffodils that pop up. And so there's these big fields of bright yellow flowers. And so we thought it'd be nice to do our pictures then. But a funny story, we did our pictures in Newport, right over Easton Beach, which is just kind of like the main beach in that area that has a daffodil field off to the side. What we didn't know is that the news channel has a weather camera that overlooks the beach. And so we did our pictures, and then we were just sitting in the car, and we get a text from his mom that they were talking about us on the news. And she sent us a clip that the news anchors were talking about that there was a couple doing engagement pictures in the daffodil field. But the funnier part is that my fiance was wearing a short sleeve black button up and then khakis, which is like nice, not anything crazy, but not a t-shirt and jeans. And one of the news anchors said that he didn't like his outfit. And I just thought that was so strange. They didn't show us or anything. They didn't show the video footage of us in the field, but we were just kind of sitting in the car like, wait, what? Why did he say that? We actually just got some previews back, and so I need to find this news anchor's Instagram or something and send him a picture and be like, look how nice he looks. I don't know what you're talking about. So I was a little offended by that. But that's really my only update. I'm trying some new sourdough inclusions. I've got a blueberry lemon zest proofing in the fridge right now. So we'll see how that comes out. And then a classic cheddar jalapeno. So that's about it for me. Haley, what about you?
Sydney, I am also offended for you. I think you need to post a picture of the outfit so then the rest of us can judge and say that it's much better than they let on.
Yeah, I don't know why he's talking smack on the news.
I know, messed up. But for me, my 2-year-old has finally got his cast off, thank goodness. So it was a little longer than we expected. The orthopedic surgeon originally said 4 weeks. It ended up being closer to 5.5 weeks. But he is a trooper. He handled it way better than I did. Very minimal tear shed on his side. Plenty of tears on my side, of course. But right now, since he got it off just a couple days ago, he is not really walking right now. Now it's kind of like a hobble crawl. But they said by the weekend, which is coming in a couple days, he should be running. Crossing my fingers that he is running soon, because I don't know how much longer I can tolerate carrying him around. He is getting so heavy. Personally, that's about it. Professionally, work has been pretty same old, and I like to keep it that way. Eric, what's been going on with you?
Well, work has been fantastic. I love it. I mean, there's nothing really new or exciting about it. I just love what I do. Personal, though, is I am now school shopping, and I'm going to be asking probably everyone here for some input, but I'm looking at a master's program, and I'm just not sure which one to go, which way to go. I'm at that fork right now. I think I know what I want, but I don't know what I want. So I'm looking at starting it up in the next 2 to 3 months, because I'll be finished with my program that I'm in now, and I want to just get right into it. So I'm kind of excited at that perspective, but whenever I do something, I do it 100%. So I need to look at it and know every single obstacle or every single outcome before I begin it, because I hate doing something wrong or doing it more than once. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at right now. So I'm just kind of doing some early research and seeing what's out there. But that's it for me. How about you, Kellye? What's going on with you?
Eric, make sure whenever you are finishing up your shopping, let us know some of your options and what you decide, because I'll be interested to know what your options are.
I'm going to narrow it down to 3 of them, and then I'm going to ask.
What programs are you looking at?
You mean like masters?
Yeah.
That's what I'm not sure of. You know what's funny? I didn't continue my education after, because I never really saw leaving it, because I love it so much. And I never really saw the point, honestly, if I'm just speaking frankly. How is understanding the case management going to make me a better nurse? Well, I mean, from what I know about it right now that I've written 6 papers on it, but I don't know which way I want to take it. So that's why I said I'm at that fork. So I'm at the master's, but do I want to go education? I love education. I've always wanted to be a teacher. Do I do NP? Because that's what I feel like everyone does. But then I work with NPs on the floor at my facility. So it's like, I don't know. I don't want to leave the hospital and do private practice. I don't know if I want to do psych. That's my hard thing right now, and I don't want to just do it to do it. The title, the letters, they don't mean anything to me. So if I do something, I want it to be meaningful. So that's where I'm at right now.
Okay. You know my answer to it. I would honestly tell you to pray about it first and see which way your heart pulls to helping you to make the right decisions. But I'll keep you in prayer so you can make a really good decision that's best for you. And for me, I would say I have successfully completed my first semester as a clinical instructor. I recently finished up my fundamentals clinical group, which was an awesome group. I had a diverse group of students. My 6 students, I had 1 paramedic, 1 was an MA, and I mean the fundamental level. This is the beginner's nursing classes. And I had another one. I have 2 business owners, completely unrelated to nursing. But then I had 2 baby nurses that never stepped foot in the hospital at all. So it was just a neat group to see how they all were so close. They all were on group chats. They were helping each other out. Just the dynamics of this group was just so well put together. But I really enjoyed this group, seeing them grow, seeing them just understand the nursing process so advancedly. I don't know how to explain them, but this is a very special bunch of students here. But I gifted them with some personalized gifts at the end of their clinical rotation, and a couple of them teared. They cried on me, but they also in turn gifted me with some pretty nice personalized gifts like a t-shirt, Starbucks, and a nice keychain. So it was a really great semester. And personally for me, it's just been smooth sailing. I'm getting the summertime, getting the kids signed up for camp. Hopefully we can decide. We have 2 options with summer camp. Another work thing, I've worked with the wellness committee. I am on the wellness committee, but we had an open house that was really neat. They raffled off some gym memberships. We did some chair massages. We tried to get the staff more involved with taking care of their own health and wellness. And so that was pretty neat to do that recently. So what about you, Trish? What are some updates?
Well, I don't think I've shared my son is actually a pharmacist. He and his wife, I spend a lot of time with them as well. I've talked about my granddaughter, who's my daughter's child. And my daughter-in-law is very much into holistic health. And I here at the hospital am also the supporter of the Wellbeing Council. So tonight's episode is very timely for that discussion. So we do walking club here at the hospital. I think Eric and I have discussed this lunch relief because the things we do in the South are not always like the things that they experience out west. So as we get ready to start our discussion for tonight, we're talking about alternative stress relief for Med-Surg nurses. Because our time is so limited at work, often we don't have time to do big stress relief things. You guys know that, and stress is part of our job every day. We have long shifts, high patient loads, emotional demands. It all adds up. And while we talk about self-care, the reality is that traditional advice just doesn't always fit into our life. We often get home at 8 o'clock at night. The reality is that when we have a day off, a workout's good. A good night's sleep is good advice, but we sometimes don't have the energy to do those things. So today we're talking about alternative stress relief. Who would like to get us started on this conversation?
Oh, me, Trish, me. This is one of the areas that I absolutely love, wellness in the workplace. So for me, I would tell y'all when I did work the bedside shift, because I not too long ago left the bedside, I'm about 5 months out of the bedside. So for me, what helped me a whole lot, and I also had a therapist as well. And with my therapist, I was using the EAP services, which helped a whole lot with my grief. Grieving the loss of my mother and my grandmother and my mother-in-law back to back to back 3 years straight while in my master's degree program was very, very detrimental to my career. It was very life-changing. And I mean, not a little bit, it was a lot. So in the midst of that, I started using the EAP services, speaking to a therapist, and she suggested me working out and going to the gym to also help with my mental health. And so from there, I'm like, the days I work 12-hour shifts, I'm not able to go to the gym. So that's when my coworkers, we all came together and came up with doing walking the stairs. So everyone who worked together, we would always grab a buddy and we would take the 6 flights of stairs that was closest to our unit. So we would take about 10 minutes, let the charge nurse know where we're going, make sure our patients are covered. And we would go from the ground floor, we would take 6 flights, and then we would come back down and be ready for our shift. That would just help so much. If we didn't do the stairs, we would grab a buddy, we would take a walk, a lap around the pond that's on the back side of our hospital, and that would 10, 15 minutes just to get our circulation going, take some breaths of fresh air. That would help a whole lot as well. And then the other neat thing we would do would be every morning, we would do 10 exercises at the nurse's station. The secretary would ring everyone's phone and say, stretch sessions beginning in 5 minutes. So whoever could meet us, it would not be everybody at one time. We would do one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and one in the evening. If you can catch a stretch section, you would go to the nurse's station, get 10 exercises for about 10 seconds, and everybody would do it and resume back to their work. And I felt so refreshed by doing those simple little things in my workday. I think that helped a lot.
I love that. I read an article this week that was talking about the new thing is the little short sessions, because a lot of us, and this is perfect for this conversation, don't have time for the hour workout session. for what we do every day, those little 10-minute sessions for whatever you can get in are perfect, whether you can do the little walking or the little workout. And it also provides that collegiality with your friends and that get together. So, and that was just this week I read that. And so this conversation is perfect for that. And whatever you can get in, whether it's walking or a little bit of exercise of any kind. So that's perfect. And I also read that it's called micro practices. That's the term. Time doesn't have to be an excuse anymore. Any kind of mindfulness too. And it said it reduces stress, pain, and increases your cortisol level. And they gave all these statistics, which we don't need to know about. When we can, but we don't have to. And it promotes physical, spiritual, and emotional wellness. So, do you guys have anything that you guys do?
I love exercise. I will say I next to never exercise at work, although I love the idea of doing quick things that you can fit into your day. One of the things that I adopted, and I think I saw it on a TikTok video once upon a time, where if you're having a panic attack, if you have sour candy, it kind of resets yourself. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that, and I don't even know if it's evidence-based, but I have learned that the best stress relief for myself is sour candy. Not healthy, but if it works, it works.
We have 2 integrative health nurses here, and they are so great. They taught me this tapping thing. Have you guys ever done it? You tap between your eyes here or under your lower lip here, and it reduces stress, and you just have to do it 5 to 7 times. And you can talk when you do it, or you can just be quiet. It's a proven method to reduce your anxiety, and it's called tapping, and it is a proven method to reduce anxiety. So that's one thing. And they actually did a little study in the ED here not long ago where you centered and grounded yourself while you were doing your hand hygiene. So, of course, you spread your legs a little bit. And while you were doing your hand hygiene, you just centered and grounded yourself, and you got yourself ready to go into the next room with those positive thoughts, and then completely released whatever anxiety or negative thoughts you had, and then the same thing as you were exiting the room. And they had proven positive, whatever statistical significance with that little study they did in the emergency department here. And they didn't do anything different other than centered and grounded themselves, and then with some positive, hey, I'm going to release that patient, and I'm going to then, as they were, and get ready for this next patient. So that's all they did. And of course, my unit does the aromatherapy, but we do lavender, and we keep it ready at all times. So that's just a couple of things that we do. We do 2 drops of lavender, and we have the aromatherapy little plastic vials, and we spread it around like candy. But we're an OBS unit, and it's nothing for us to do 10 to 15 discharges and admissions every afternoon. So when we get super stressed, that's our little couple little things that we do. I haven't tried the little exercises like Kellye was walking. We do have a labyrinth that I will admit we're not good at using, a little walking labyrinth.
Trish, this might be a silly question. Is a labyrinth like a maze?
Yeah, it's a maze.
Oh, do you get lost?
It's short. You couldn't get lost.
It's like, that'd be more stressful. Ah.
Yeah, you really could not get lost. It's pretty small, but it is really cool. It's really beautiful, and the design of it is very peaceful. So the intent is to walk very slowly around it. So we're very fortunate. We have probably about 7 renewal rooms spread throughout the campus, and they're used a lot here. But that requires time. You have to leave your unit and go to the renewal room, whereas the other options that we talked about just now, you wouldn't have to really do that. You could do it on the unit.
I think one thing I like, and I don't know if you guys have ever tried this, is you go in the supply closet and you cry. Just kidding, I'm kidding. I mean, I have done that before. It's a very good stress relief. Throw some Chuck's pads on the floor. No, I'm kidding. Totally haven't done that at all, ever.
Now, I said I don't want you crying, but admittedly, I've done that a lot throughout the years. But the whole intent is to call the chaplain and have a code lavender and them come and meet you. And we have a peer supporter and stuff. And they're supposed to meet you and be with you.
I just smoke. Just go smoke. Has anyone not tried tobacco?
Eric, I don't know if you remember, this is a healthcare podcast.
Oh, I meant vape. No. You know what I tell everyone I work with or people that I orient? I said, that call light is going to be ringing nonstop. I said, if you need to take some minutes, you just clock out. Not physically, but just mentally. I said, just go.
Yeah.
And everyone can wait. Everyone else can wait. I love what Kellye was saying, that she takes the walk in the groups and it says, cover my people. But I always forget we're different over here in California, but we have a break nurse and we have ratios. So we can't go over. So it's not like a group of us could leave because we got ratios. So the nurses are responsible for them all the time. So it's just one that can go at a time. But I say it doesn't have to be anything big or grand. You just need a little me time just to clock out.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you just need to step away and step away. People are just always going to be needing something, which is fine. It goes with the job. It's just you need to take care of yourself first.
And that is so true. And definitely there are a lot of times where, Eric, I had to leave by myself because a lot of the people I work with, they wasn't working. So sometimes you get those coworkers that you have a really good relationship with and that's always down to do the things. But there have been shifts where I had to take those walks by myself and had to take the stairs by myself just to kind of help me relieve some stress. Definitely.
Yeah.
And some people say crying is healthy, right? Let out the emotion. And I say it's a sign of weakness. Just don't do it around your boss or any management because they'll know that you're the weak one in the group.
Just need some ibuprofen and some wet socks.
Some they say it's weakness leaving the body.
Yeah, through tears. Yeah, it's just getting out. I'm stronger for it.
Exactly.
I love when the facility really promotes wellness. We have a wellness committee at our facility as well. And they're great. They'll come out. They try to do, the flyers say we'll do it twice a month. And then it kind of drops to once a month. And then it kind of drops to once every 6 months. They would come out and put out teas and little treats and be like, hey, if anyone can step away for a couple minutes, just come and feel appreciated. But I feel like with every other program at our hospital, it's just a build up. And then there's one grand display and then that's it. I forgot what you called it, Trish. Refresh room, something like that. And I'm assuming it's like a break room because we had that where they put like massage chairs and then the rooms just get locked and never used again. So it's like you need to find that solace and that relief and that release with your friends and with yourself. That's why I said you just really need to take care of yourself and do whatever you need to do.
I don't know if that's necessarily like a stress relief, but finding little joys in your shift, if we're talking about ways to relieve stress during your shift. At my facility, we had a chaplain that always came up to the COVID unit and he would bring the butter cookies. That just always made me so happy when he showed up. Happy because he was a very nice guy, but also happy because he brought us cookies. Packing like a little sweet treat in your lunch so that you have something to look forward to later, or just like little things like that, I think are good ways to just find little joys throughout the day so that even when it's hard, you're like, oh, but I have a crisp Diet Coke in my lunchbox waiting for me. Or my favorite other nurse is coming in at 4 o'clock. So a couple more hours and they're going to be here. I think that really helps.
That's a great way of thinking. And I think it's important to really love the people that you work with and to be happy where you work.
It's great. And we all want to love with everyone we work with and kumbaya. And that'd be perfect, but that's not real. You have to respect the people you work with and you can get along with them, but you gotta love them. But that's why you have to find your work wife or husband or whichever.
Well, yes. Okay, so you're agreeing with me partially.
No, not really.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
But it's like, because I found that out, because that's a great mentality to take into it. But I think when I got this job, and I tell everyone, I said, it is a hard job. Don't try to sugarcoat it. Don't try to pretend it's not hard work. Don't try to pretend you're not going to be busting your back every shift. So if you go into it knowing it's difficult, I think that takes a lot of the preconceived notions away from it. Just go into it knowing it's hard. Don't pretend you're going to go there and just sit at the desk like on TV or whatever. Then you have to understand that you will work with people that you do not like. I'm sorry, it's true. You're going to work with people you don't like, but you respect each other and you work with them. I try to love everybody I work with. And then there's that one or two people that you just don't click with. And you're like, what's wrong with me? Or what am I doing wrong? Or why are they not clicking with me? And then it puts you in that mindset. So I said, you need to respect me as I respect you. We can work well together. And we can still get through this.
You're right about that. That's true. You won't like everybody the same. There will be people that you don't like as much as the other people, but you will, in general, like most people. And I think Sydney is right in that you should reframe, and we'll talk about that in a minute. That's my ending thought. Find joy. Take your favorite thing to drink as far as Diet Coke or your favorite flavored water or your favorite cookie. And your leader should, in general, find those things about you that brings you joy. If her team likes Mexican, then on Nurses Week, feed you Mexican or whatever. Or snow cones. Do a snow cone bar. Things that are favorites so your team finds joy. Haley, what were your takeaways from today?
I would say one of my biggest takeaways is going back to what Sydney was saying about sometimes the biggest stress relief for me is having a nice cry. I think crying is a nice, healthy way to get your emotions out, helps reduce stress. I am a proud crier. I am very good at it if it was a talent. I think that it's a valid technique to reduce stress. Of course, nobody wants to do it at work. Sometimes it can feel embarrassing at work, but it's something that's sometimes needed and it can feel much better.
Sydney, what was your takeaway from today?
You just got to find what works for you. And unfortunately, that can take time to really learn yourself as a professional, what's going to make you feel better after a hard shift. And it can change throughout your career. Sometimes it's crying in the supply closet, and other times it's going home and not smoking a cigarette on your back porch, Eric, or it's knitting or having a Diet Coke. It's going to be different for everyone, and you just got to find what works for you.
Okay. Thank you, Sydney. And Eric, tell us one.
I was going to piggyback on Sydney's, is that you just have to find what works for you. And everyone's going to be different. And it may change from day to day. You just find what works for you and embrace it. And my second takeaway is, God, I love arguing.
You do. And we know you do. That's the great thing. We all do. That's great. Kellye?
My biggest takeaway is I really like the idea that you had where when you're going to the next patient's room, you foam in and you kind of ground and center yourself as you're doing your hand hygiene and you're just slowing down, taking a moment to just regroup. Because a lot of times when we're in a patient's room, sometimes that patient can allow us to feel a certain way, or we may be a little taken back by what's going on with the patient, or if the patient has a lot of medical problems and issues, and if you need to just take a deep breath, that's a really good piece of advice. I like that. Also, too, have everyone think about joining the wellness committee. If you have a wellness committee at your organization, try to join it and maybe see if that helps you with different wellness ideas.
Thank you. I appreciate all of y'all's thoughts. And for me, I think what I try to do is reframe at the end of the day and just get my thoughts, even if they've been difficult things have happened during the day. And I try to just reframe and change them into something positive that I can take with me. To our listeners, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
We look forward to connecting with you on the next episode of Med-Surg Moments, the AMSN podcast.
In the meantime, we encourage you to subscribe to Med-Surg Moments wherever you listen to podcasts.
To reach us, use hashtag Med-Surg Moments on your social post.
Or send us an email at amsnpod@amsn.org. That's AMSNPOD@amsn.org.
We're all AMSN members, and if you love Med-Surg moments, we invite you to become a member of AMSN. You can learn more at www.amsn.org.
Finally, the content within the Med-Surg Moments podcast represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of the co-hosts and may not necessarily reflect the views, thoughts, and opinions of the Academy of Medical Surgical Nurses.
Until next time, this is Sydney.
Eric?
Trish.
Kellye.
Haley.
And Marcella. And always remember, Med-Surg Moments is a moment in our lives and a moment in our Med-Surg careers that makes a huge difference.